extreme examples of control. Okay, here, let's talk about Jesus. Okay? So positive was he, it took the entire Roman army to kill him. Okay? So, you know, if you're over here, it doesn't mean you're never going to have somebody try to use a control drama on you. It just means that it would take a greater force. And you got things like St. George, same thing. St. George was killed by the Roman army. Did not retract or defend themselves. Neither one of them tried to defend themselves. Their challenge was to maintain their belief system even though they were being attacked. Okay, now in their situations, they're extreme. I mean, they were both killed for their belief system. Let's hope that nobody has to go through that, but ultimately that is one of the greatest challenges of maintaining your belief system on pain of death. And I'm not promoting that by any means. I don't wish anybody to attract that or manifest that need. But it has happened in history. Need to prove that we are right and others are wrong. Okay, anytime you need to prove that you're right, you're going to get caught in a control drama. Okay, and why do we do that? Because we don't have self-confidence, we don't have a self-understanding, and something says triggers us. Okay, those triggers come from our past, and we'll talk about that a little later. But if you get triggered into a control drama, then there's something you have to look at inside yourself. That's all. And we'll talk about the specifics. It could be past relationship. It could be your feelings of self-love. Whatever it is causes you to react. Okay, action versus reaction. We already talked about that. How you take action rather than reaction. Action is not a control drama. Reaction is. Okay, reactive again. We're talking about old patterns, lack of confidence, healing and knowing, belief of self. Again, I know who I am. Whatever somebody said, you know, bounces off of me because I'm so content and understanding of who I am over here. Not, you know, I'm not saying I'm way over here, by the way. You know, who knows where I am in between here somewhere. Again, you get caught in control dramas when you feel you're being controlled, and you don't have. How many people have heard, "Oh, my life's out of control"? Okay, anytime you hear that, that person's going to try to control things because they don't understand. They wouldn't say that if they had the understanding. Okay, results of low self-esteem, self-worth, self-awareness, self-love, and programming. Well, we all know that if you have a low self-esteem, it's going to be easier to get caught into control dramas. If you don't love yourself, you're actually going to manifest things to hurt yourself. All right, so now let's talk about breaking control dramas. This is what you've been waiting for. Okay, again, awareness, understanding, it's all about that. I go over and over it again. Awareness and understanding. Without the awareness that awareness of control dramas, you could never break them. Okay, you have to have an understanding of the control drama and what caused it, how you got into it, what triggered you in order to break it. You have to have an understanding of even how to break it. First you got to be aware of it, then you understand it. And then all you have to do is manage your own energy. Okay, because remember, it's all about energy. People are trying to pull you into control dramas because they're trying to take your energy. So once you understand control dramas, you're aware of them and understand them, then all you have to do is manage your energy to break a control drama. Okay, that sounds pretty simple. Right. Okay. All right, let's talk about understanding control dramas. Understanding which control drama it is, what level you're involved at, and maybe who initiated the control drama are good things to understand. Okay, breaking the control drama can be done many different ways, and I'll talk about them in more detail as we go here, but basically centering, you can use breathing tools, you can use release exercises, and basically finding peace within yourself, because if they're not triggering you out of your state of peace, then you're not getting caught in the control drama. So all you have to do is manage your energy. Now that means letting go of maybe emotional attachment to the words, but really it has to do with centering and just keeping your energy, because after all, they're trying to induce that energy to come out. trigger it. And when they tweak you by words or actions, you're gonna just, energy is just going to flow out of you, and they're just going to say, oh, this works great. Okay, this is what they're after. So all you got to do is bring that energy back in and center it. Now, to do that, you have to have confidence. You have to have some understanding of how you got triggered. Now, again, if you're not susceptible to the control drama, you're not going to release the energy, and you've already done this. But if you're releasing energy, if you're getting triggered by it, then you have to have a greater understanding of what's going on so you can pull it back in. Once you recognize you're in a control drama, your most important objective should be to stop, break, or get out of the control drama, right? Because we all know what control dramas pull you towards, which nobody wants to be there. Okay, so how do we do that? Don't respond, don't react. All right, now there are many things that can happen when you do that. You can imagine, you're already thinking about what happens when you break the next control drama. You're like, okay, what does it mean? Yes?
Well, if you don't respond and you don't react, aren't you being aloof?
Good question. The question is, if you don't respond or don't react, are you being aloof? The answer is no, as long as you have an understanding.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah, it has to do with setting boundaries as well as understanding that it's a control drama. You're choosing not to participate. You're not getting triggered into a response. These are responsive. Okay, active or responsive. In other words, somebody's initiating it or somebody's responding. When you're making a conscious choice that the control drama is nothing you want to be a part of, then you're doing it with understanding. Okay, instead of just responsive. All right, now, there are many things that can happen when you break a control drama or even start to break a control drama. The first and most obvious one is that it's raised to the next level. Okay, the person was arguing when they started, you stop talking, all of a sudden they're yelling. Okay? The person was whining, and you stop talking, all of a sudden they're crying. Okay? This is elevation, and it can happen, you know, and go up to extremes where it becomes throwing stuff, and, you know, who knows? I mean, you can imagine, you can visualize the potentials. All right, and then the next one is that they'll switch control dramas on you. Okay, and it's easier to do the intimidator for me, so I'll keep focusing on that. Well, somebody's arguing and raising their voice, and all of a sudden they start crying. Okay, switch the control drama on you, blindsided you, whack. You know, you didn't even see that one coming. All right, all about winning, taking that energy. All right, the third thing that I've seen, and this would be the one that you'll really enjoy, is the person doesn't know what to do. You've broken the control drama. Well, they don't know they're playing a control drama, but you've done something that they're not used to. And they don't know how to react. They don't know what to do with that. Maybe they've tried elevating it, maybe they've tried changing it, and it still doesn't work. And now they're really confused. Because these are patterns for people. They're not consciously trying to do this for energy. They're just trained to do it. So, all of a sudden, they're not getting the stimulus, the response to what they're trying to do. And this is really interesting because what happens is consciously they're arguing, subconsciously they're recognizing that they're spending more energy than they're getting back. Okay? And what happens is somewhere in their mind and their consciousness, a trigger goes off and says, you can't keep doing this. If you don't get something back, you're going to have to stop or you're depleting yourself. Okay? And they just stop. And I've seen people pace in confusion because they don't know where to go. They don't have any extra tools to use to bring it back to where they want it. And what happens over time, and this is the real beauty, is that if you do this enough times between an individual or even a group, what happens is they learn that it doesn't work on you anymore. Okay? And then most likely they will just stop doing it. Again, they might raise it to another level first, in a different situation, maybe not even the same control drama. They might initiate later and try to pull you back in. But if you can maintain your understanding and ability to break the control drama, eventually they have to stop and they will go away.